Well, what was the whole genesis of the 15?
Well, the idea started from the fact that the Girl Scouts wanted a class over there, then the Yacht Club wanted a class too. And Edgartown was looking for a new class over there. So I told the boss, I says, you know, we don't have much to do in the winter. This would be nice if we could get the job to build this fleet of boats. We'd have them to service and store and everything. Yes, he'd love to have it. Do you think you could come up with something? And I got an inspiration for it from looking at a design in a yachting magazine. I said, I think that this boat would be a good base to work on, but I think there should be some changes. So I put in a lead keel and give it a little more weight. And I reduced the sail area quite a little bit. The first boats were made with Erford screws, and they were built of white cedar, the first 5 or 6 boats. The following year, probably, we looked into the mahogany, building mahogany. And I think all those thereafter were built of mahogany. Philippine mahogany was a little stronger, but the white cedar had other benefits that were better. Boats that you leave stored for many months, they dry out and they leak badly. And I think the ones with cedar, they soak up very quickly when they get wet. And I think was better in that case. The mahogany is a much harder wood. Philippine mahogany today, I guess, is one of the cheaper woods. In those days, we thought it was pretty great, you know, building a mahogany. Just the word mahogany was enough to give them class, you know.
Yeah. In the 15s, what were the ribs always made of?
Oak, white oak, selected white oak. And I got the lumber for those from over in Rochester. A very old gentleman there that I bought my material for my boats, all my oak. And he'd go right into the forest and pick out the right type of tree. And I said, I want to make ribs. I got oak that I could mill them out, put them in a steam box. And when you get that kind of material and you steam it properly, and then you set it in a form, take it out and it holds its shape right there. You could actually tie a knot in a piece 3/4 of an inch square. You could tie a knot in it, honestly. If it was a nice piece of nice straight grain, you could really do that. And I used to treat them too, and he taught me about that. And you just take some kerosene and you take a paintbrush and you brush them all with kerosene just before you put them in the steam box. Then when that hot steam penetrates in there, it takes oil in there and helps preserve them as well.
And the decks were always made of?
The decks, I think most of them were wooden decks, and then they were covered with canvas, I think, canvas decks. I think we did make some later on order, with a strip deck, with edge-fastened strip deck with maybe alternating colors or black stripes. I think we did some like that. Glad you asked me. I'll look when I see some. There's still a lot around.
Yeah.
And some of them are being rebuilt now, pleased to say.